Alright guys, Liquify is my tool. I love using it. I use it all the time. It's right here under adjustments, the little magic wand, and then here, Liquify, and you have all of these settings. I usually keep mine, around here. I usually use a bigger Liquify brush, and you have all these that you can play around with. You can see what they do. Twist. Let me rasterize this. Let me rasterize this layer just so I can play with it. So if I was going to use Liquify and twist right, then as you can see, it just twists right. Same thing with twist left. Might be cool to do like, you can come up with all sorts of fun, interesting things that you can do with Liquify. So that's one thing. Pinch, obviously, will make things smaller. Expand does the opposite, it makes things bigger. Crystals, I don't really use this. I actually don't know what that does. Looks like it does something with something like that. I don't know. I don't really use crystal. You can play along with these. I don't really know what they're for. I mostly use push. Push. As you can see, you can make it bigger and it kind of pushes the whole thing. You can make it small and then it concentrates on little things. So that actually looks kind of nice. It looks like one of those old-timey things. So what do I use it for in my regular workflow? I like using that word. It makes me sound sophisticated. So let's say if I'm doing a piece of art and I really want to put this here, but I'm like, then this is like too close to it. So I'll go to the layer, whatever this is. I'll go to Liquify. I'll make the brush pretty big, and then I'll just kind of scoot it down and sort of just scoot it out of the way until it's perfectly where I want it. I don't have to redraw it, and it doesn't look like, it doesn't damage the illustration. So at some point in time, it may make it a little blurrier, but for something like this that's rough, I just scoot it a little bit. It doesn't make that big of a difference. Another way that I use it often is like, let's say I want to keep this hand in line with everything else. So let's say make a new little layer here. So let's say I want the ground to be here, and I want his hand to be up a little bit. So I'll go to this layer, the layer that I've drawn on. Then I'll go to the ribbon, and I'll just select this area because I don't want to mess with anything else. So I just but I make a selection of only the part that I want to move. I go to Liquify. It doesn't need to be that big. And then I can just scooch that hand up. See? You just got to be careful that you don't mess up your other line work. But something like that. And you can make it smaller if you want, and you can really dial it in and just get it how you want it. So it's right on that center line. And then I might have to come back and then just use smudge or something and just straighten up those lines or something like that. But essentially that's just an easy way to sort of fix illustrations. And another thing that I do, I make faces a lot. Let's say I wanted his face to be less football-y. I like his little football face. I'm going to go in adjustments, Liquify. I'll make it really big. And now let's say I want to, maybe not that big. If I want to thin up his face, make it a little bigger maybe, and just kind of scoot this together. Maybe make it a little bit smaller and just get his little round. Maybe I want to flatten it a little bit more. And then I can make it smaller and sort of dial it in a little bit if I want to. Something like that. So you can make moves like from that actually looks really wide now that I look at it, to that. So simply by using Liquify. So it's very, very useful. I use it a lot, especially with things like when I'm making. Oops, sorry. I get so excited I just start moving really too quickly. If I want to do my little signature, Stroke-free Dave. Sometimes it's not as perfect as I want it to be. Now let's say that I want this to be perfectly in line. I'll just take Liquify and I'll just kind of scoot it down where it needs to be scooted down. And that way, so it's like, make it a little bit smaller and just try to get this part out a little bit. So, and I'm not usually that crazy with it, but that's just to show you, now it's straight in line. It's a little more even. So things like that. But as I was saying, I use it all the time. Liquify is one of your best friends. Make sure to use it when you can. I use it all the time. It's very, very useful. All right. Hope that helped. Keep drawing. I will catch you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate you. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at DrugFreeDave. And don't forget to join my private Facebook group, Procreate Tutorials and Guidance. Check me out on Facebook. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon. And as always, keep drawing, and I'll see you in the next video.